What is up, y'all? I am back with another 411, and this is gonna be a couples edition. But anyway, happy Thursday, happy almost end of the week. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into it. So today, I saw the angel number 123. And if y'all listened to my last message, you'll know that I have been singing it like 5 or 6 times now. So this number is super importante, okay? Before we get into all of that, thank you for not only showing up for me today, but for showing up for yourselves and doing the damn thing, because I know it is not easy. I know that any sort of shadow work, healing work, looking within, just digging deep and dredging up all the old stuff that we do not want to sift through. I'm so proud of you, and thank you so much for doing that, because it not only benefits you, but it benefits others when you do that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Please note this is a timeless reading, so it'll find you when it is meant to find you. Go ahead and only take what resonates, let the rest sit, and let it marinate for those who need it if it does not fit, okay? He could be a she could be a he. Energy is fluid, so I could be talking about a Queen of Swords and be talking about your Uncle Frank, okay? Energy is fluid. Alright. So, again, angel number 123. And again, this is a couples edition. Welcome, y'all. Welcome, welcome. If you're a newcomer, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being part of the Apoth Green podcast, or, YouTube platform, wherever you're listening. So, to break it down, this is how I break down angel numbers. I know a lot of people will typically, pull in your typical numerology of just adding them all up, and you add 1 plus 2 plus 3, you get 6, right? But I like to break it down this way, and sometimes I will do the additional of your traditional numerology. However, I like to do it this way. I just feel called to do it this way. So we're gonna break it down like this. We're going to break down number 1, we're going to break down number 2, and we're going to break down number 3, rather than adding them all together. So number 1, as we know, is related to the sun. So we have Leo domicile, Aquarius detriment, Aries exalt, and Libra fall. Number 2, this is related to the moon. So we have that Cancer domicile, Capricorn detriment, Taurus exalt, and Scorpio fall. Number 3, this is ruled by Jupiter. So Sagittarius and Pisces domicile, Gemini and Virgo detriment, Cancer exalt, Capricorn fall. Immediately. I was showering and working out, and I just kept channeling West End girls, okay? Working out West End girls. Showering West End girls plays. So West End Girls, but I know it's originally by the Pet Shop Boys, but I got the Belle Star and Sixth Finger version of West End Girls. And let's go ahead and kind of enlighten those who may be a little too young to know about that song. I love that song. West End Girls lyrics. Sometimes you're better off dead. There's a gun in your hand, it's pointing at your head. You think you're mad, too unstable, kicking in chairs and knocking down tables in a restaurant in a West End town. Call the police, there's a madman around, running down underground to a dive bar in a West End town. In a West End town in a dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. In a West End town in a dead end world, the East End boys and West End girls. West End girls. Okay, so you guys can like listen to the rest of it on your own accord, or even like look at the lyrics on your own accord if you don't feel like listening to it. It's such a bop. It's so loungy and vibey. But when I heard that, I saw the meme in my head. I asked her what her sign was, and she threw up West Side. I saw that meme in my head. And so I just immediately like got like spiritual thug, spiritual gangster mentality here for both of you, okay? Not just you, but for both of you in this couple, right? And I just get that like y'all are just super humorous without even having to try. I also got specifically from the song Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat, I got the lyrics, ugh, you can't take that bitch nowhere, ugh, I look better with no hair. So I feel like maybe you might have like similar humor to this, to Doja Cat in a sense. Just kind of like, you know, dry, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you're funny without necessarily trying to be, and when you are trying to be, it's pretty humorous, it's pretty witty, like, people gotta give you your flowers. It can be really raunchy, it can be really bold, it can be in your face, just like Paint the Town Red. That was kind of like how I felt. Like, after someone hears a joke you have, they're probably gonna go spiel it to everyone else and, you know, probably claim it's theirs. But anyway, not only that, but kind of going back to that lyric, ugh, I look better with no hair. Some of y'all might not have any hair. You know, we might have some G.I. Joes, G.I. Janes up in here, and that's cool, you know? And your partner, if you don't have any hair, they fucking love that about you. And if you plan on, you know, shaving your head, why not? I'm sure they'd love it. I also got Magic, which is originally by Coldplay, but I was listening to the Trippy Nova version in my head. I got specifically the lyrics, and if you were to ask me, after all that we've been through, still believe in magic? Well, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. Of course I do. I also got Spells and Mood Ring again by Cannons. Like, you really help your person to see the beauty and the magic in the mundane. You are really helping them get that lust for life back. And I feel like you having faith, or even like your spirituality, helps restore theirs. So like, maybe give them some room for now, and definitely a lot of patience to explore their own faith and spirituality, especially because it is very possible that it may differ from yours. An example, you know, I personally, as y'all know, I'm an omnist, and my fiance, you know, he's leaned towards Gnosticism, he's leaning towards omnism. Like, I'm just kind of letting him explore, you know. Prior to that, he was an atheist, and then prior to that, he was like a diehard Christian because he grew up Christian, and he also had a lot of friends who were, you know, within the Mormon faith. And so when he met me, it was kind of like a bit of a culture shock, but at the same time, you know, it made him curious. I feel like your person is curious. Please, please, please just give them the room and the patience to explore. And if it doesn't mesh well, if it doesn't vibe, y'all can figure it out. I promise you. Okay? I started smelling while I was doing the channeling for this 411. I was smelling my sweet orange essential oils, which I usually, you know, only use in the tub. But I smelled this paired with like a musky, amber, sandalwoodsy vanilla scent. like almost like a creamsicle. So I kind of feel like your connection awakens their senses and really refreshes them. It awakens their inner child. Like, I got that Orange Julius may be importante to either you or them. Could totally be something that reminds one of you of childhood. At the same time, because of that interesting, you know, not necessarily basic sort of vanilla we got, mixed with that sweet orange essential oil scent, right? At the same time, you garner some sort of luxurious energy. Okay? Like, I'm getting like silky, satiny vibes. Like, your sheets are silky, satiny. Your clothes have that nice material, you know, maybe cashmere. Just super, super luxurious. Like, I got lounge music. I see a jacuzzi. I see a yacht. You know, like bikinis, fucking swimming trunks, champagne, mimosas. I see it all. Like, I just feel you have that vibe to you. You may wear a lot of like yellow gold or rose gold right now. I'm also getting like a lot of earthy tones or nude beige-ish tones maybe, but definitely earthy. So like coppers, forest greens, sandy browns, things of that nature. However, despite radiating those, you know, luxurious good time boy or girl vibes, you are very grounded and down to earth. So you know how to have a good time no matter where you go, be it at a close friends for like a small social gathering, or, you know, I just got an old folks home for an ice cream social. I don't know about that. Or even a yacht. Okay, if you're going on a yacht for a getaway or a cruise, I feel like your energy just feels that way. I also channeled Tulum by Vandalux. There's like literally one line of lyrics in that song, and it's literally just a woman saying in a very sultry voice. I've never been to Tulum, but I hear it's nice. And you just get like this like groovy guitar and this percussion that makes you want to just move your hips and dance. Like, gosh, you yourself, you feel like that. You feel like an exotic getaway, like a shot of tequila in Mexico or a fucking Moscow mule in Russia. Maybe some of you want to go to Russia. I don't know why I got that, but you fucking bring the vibe. Nonetheless, so does your companion. And that is one of the reasons why they absolutely adore you, because despite you know, maybe having that attitude and that sense of humor in which where it's like, I can't take this bitch nowhere, they still want to take you everywhere. Because you yourself, you feel like a getaway. And they just, you know, with everything going on, they want to give you that getaway. And they want to get away with you, okay? All right. Let's see. I also got that you both are just really radiating sensuality, whether or not you mean to. So I feel like your root and your sacral chakras are at the forefront right now. Definitely that Kundalini awakening energy. If there was any trauma that either of you encountered prior to coming together, especially when it comes to romantic relational trauma or some sort of fear of intimacy, you both are working through this together, whether or not you notice it. And I'm proud of y'all. You inspire them to heal and grow, and they are hitting that same chord in you. I'm getting that Bryce and Hunt energy again. I had mentioned the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. Specifically, House of Earth and Blood. Okay, that was one of the volumes from the Crescent City series that featured Bryce and Hunt. Bryce is half fae, half human. Hunt is a fallen, enslaved angel who is essentially a hitman for Governor Micah, who is another angel, mind you. Bryce, you know, she's seen as like, in the Harry Potter series, they would, you know, consider people who were part Muggle, they would call them mudblood. That's kind of how she's seen, because she's half human, half fae. She does have, you know, special abilities and whatnot, but she keeps these concealed and to herself. She would rather just stay out of the limelight and, you know, just be perceived however people want to perceive her, as long as she can just go about living her life. She doesn't give a fuck. However, just like Hunt, she was trained to be extremely lethal. Her stepfather trained her to be an assassin. And again, she doesn't tell anybody this. Nobody. Okay, so I feel like we're definitely getting that dynamic again. And I feel like we're definitely seeing that they are protecting you as much in the spirit world as they are in the 3D world. Like, that spiritual gangster energy that we were getting originally, because I channeled Soldier by Destiny's Child, and I don't really listen to Destiny's Child, but that's what it's called, right? Let me Google it. Soldier, Destiny's Child. If his status ain't hood, I ain't checking for him. Better be street if he looking at me. I need a soldier that ain't scared to stand up for me. Known to carry big things, if you know what I mean. So, like, I don't know what this person does in the 3D, in our world, right? In the tangible, material world. I don't know what they're doing. You know, they could be in that world, in that somewhat darker world. Or they could be, you know, someone who is literally a soldier. Put it where it fits. Okay, but I got like some like spiritual gangster, soldier, hitman type energy. And just as much as they're protecting you in this material world right now, they are doing the same in the spiritual world. I feel like there is some heavy shit going on behind the curtains that y'all aren't even aware of. And that is exactly why I wanted to break out tarot. Let's get into it. First, actually, I am going to pull from, let's see, I think I'm going to pull from the Gypsy Witch Oracle deck, or the fortune telling deck. Excuse me. Alright, let me fix these cards up real quick. There we go. Let's go ahead and recite our mantra. I cloak myself in a chiffon of pink. I ask my spirit guides, ancestors, deities, angels, and Mother Nature ground me in a protective glimmer, so I may think and so that I may shimmer. I am your oracle of the light, your seer in the dark. Please grant me that creative spark and allow me to bask in your divine essence through this confusion and stark. I am you, and you are me. Voice through me these messages you wish to speak, and blessed be. And so it be like that. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. Like, throughout the book, when Bryce and Hunt are getting to know each other, like, there's quite obviously a lot of sexual tension. But at first, Hunt just kind of sees Bryce as, like, you know, just another party girl. And Bryce just sees Hunt as another emotionless pit, an alpha hole. Not an alpha dog, but an alpha hole. All right, let's pull one more. That flew out. I heard in sickness and in health. So someone may be getting proposed to pretty soon. Okay. For main energy, we have number 31, the roads. Turn to the dark clouds foretells misadventures, but far away from the person, the evil consequences may be averted. What did I tell you? Anyway, number 39, the heart, signifies great joy when near. Number 1, the sun. Near signifies happiness and popularity. Near snakes, mice, and dark side of clouds presages vexation. That was in reverse. For overall energy, we have number 28, the anchor. The anchor denotes successful ventures in business and love, and surrounded by 11, 13, 29, 30, 31, 35. Breach of trust. Near the dog, fidelity of the one you love. So we do have 35, 31 nearby. What else do we got? I think those are the only ones that referred to. Okay. Alright, number 31 is the roads. As for number 35, that's in our overall energy, and that is the tower. The tower the tower surrounded by clouds denotes sickness and, if adjoining, death. Behind that, we have number 43, lightning. Lightning denotes surprise. Disagreeable in accordance to distance. Now that's in reverse. Behind that, we have number 81, which is the lady. It just represents the lady, which is you. Or your partner. Number 16. The ship. The ship is the symbol of riches, and when near indicates wealth by inheritance or trade. It also foretells a voyage, and that was also in reverse. So with all of this, like, I feel like there is so much going on that, especially with the sun in reverse, and then number 31, the roads turn to the dark clouds, foretells misadventures, but far away from the person, the evil consequences may be averted. They are far away. Okay, the roads are far away. And then the sun is in reverse. Then we have the heart. That is our main energy. So immediately, like, there is so much going on in the spirit world that your soul, their soul, is fighting right now. And while you may be carrying them here in, the material, it's vice versa in the spiritual world, okay? So let's say, in the material world, it really doesn't matter. I feel like, either or could really be the breadwinner. But I feel like there is this spiritual battle going on, and you are their anchor in that. They have been fighting for so long. For some of them, they are about to, with number 31 out here, number 39, and the number 1, some of them are either about to turn 31, 39, or 40. They've been fighting for a long time, and I feel like subconsciously, if not on a conscious level, like, they may feel like this might be like a war with themselves, but this has been a spiritual war that has been going on for so long. And I feel like so far you are the only one who has kept them anchored during that war. It's almost like I'm seeing, like, I don't know if y'all have ever seen Howl's Moving Castle, but Howl has to, like, essentially go out and fight a war, and he doesn't want to, but then he meets this chick named Sophie, and Sophie, you know, is essentially like a soulmate of his. He becomes infatuated, falls in love, realizes that maybe he does have something to live for, and decides now he wants to go fight in that war. And so Howl goes and he starts fighting in this war, because he realizes he has something that he doesn't want to lose. And he's never had that before. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, this person is going to lose or anything like that. In fact, I feel like, you know, there is a lot to be gained, especially at the end of all this, because, you know, I feel like peace is right around the corner for you guys, but shit is real hefty, and as above, so below. Everything that happens in the spirit realm is going to happen here. It's not going to be exactly parallel in terms of like situations versus circumstances, but if you are struggling in the material world with other people, you can bet your sweet ass you're fucking struggling with their spirits in the spiritual world. So is your person. I'm getting that y'all should definitely pray for them. Definitely increase your protection if they haven't already, you know, gone about well exploring their faith and spirituality, right? Just like maybe throw out some protection for them, pray for them. Just know that yes, they are here in the 3D, and even if it looks like they are relaxing, in the spirit, they got so much going on that it is not even funny. Y'all will know whose message this is. Y'all will know who this is for. I'm gonna go ahead and pull from the Modern Witch Tarot deck now, because this shit is real specific, okay? This isn't just for everybody. This shit real specific. Like, I don't know. Alright, let's get 2 for crowning energy. Give me 2 for crowning. Thank you. And let's get a couple or more for main. Okay, and let's go ahead and get oppressed and suppressed. I will take all of those. That is totally cool with me. Okay. Let's get into it. For crowning thoughts, crowning energy at the forefront, we have the Magician and the 4 of Cups. For main energy, we have 2 of Cups. Ooh, if y'all do not believe in soulmates, I don't know what to tell you. Because, like, I feel like, personally, 2 of Cups out here. I'm just saying. We also have 8 of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Emperor. I, like, got, like, mafioso, like, mafia kind of like energy from that Emperor card. Just like, you know, like, I don't know, maybe your person like might be like part of the mafia in real life, but I don't know. Or they may be like, you know, again, a soldier, just very, you know, straight-laced, very about their business. You know, this person may even dress accordingly and wear a suit and tie every day. If not, you know, they do their best to look more than presentable and just look really, again, about their business. Like, I'm getting like some like Capricorn type energy from this. As for suppressed and oppressed energy, we have the Fool, we have the Sun in reverse again, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, and we have the Four of Swords. Knight of Wands in reverse and the Four of Swords, like, immediately, like, this is explaining the subconscious state, the spiritual state, the dream state too, you know? So let's go ahead and elaborate. The Sun in reverse, the Fool, the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Four of Swords. Every time you go to sleep, you can see this as a quantum or dimensional leap. Every time. Every time this person goes to sleep, it's the exact same case for them. I get that they may even have dreams of being a soldier and getting ready to go to the front lines, and even if they don't necessarily want to, they will battle to protect you. With the Sun in reverse next to the Fool, like, there is just this unseen force, this, again, spiritual battle going on, and this person just has this, like, knight in shining armor type energy, and they don't even, like, mean to carry it, but it's them. It's who they are. And they're you know, they're gung-ho, and they're, you know, they might not fucking see what the fuck is going on, but they're going in there swords blazing. Again, referring back to Hell's Moving Castle, every time Hell would go out to fight, it would be the dead of night. It would be pitch black out, and he would, excuse me, he would fade into the sky because he would transition into this big old black bird creature while he would go fight. He himself was a wizard, a magician. Okay, I feel like there is so much that y'all don't know about this individual that you are with. I feel like I'm getting hot. I feel like they are a lot more powerful than both of you think. With the Magician next to the Four of Cups, like, do not sleep on this person. Do not. Eight of Cups in reverse, do not sleep on them. I feel like this is a soulmate. And they are doing everything in their power to make sure that you two can be together. Because, again, with the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Four of Cups, if that wasn't you, you know, possibly, you know, thinking maybe the grass is greener, because I'll tell you what, the grass is probably not greener on the other side. Like, this person has the whole package, and I like their energy. But they are doing everything in their power to keep you safe and to protect you. With the Two of Cups, we have one individual who has their feet in water and another individual who has their feet on the ground, on the shoreline. And each one of them has a chalice or a cup, and they're reaching for each other, but they're not necessarily connected yet. Some of you might not have connected yet, but I'm also getting that this is you, your soul, and their soul meeting and coming to terms with the fact that this person does know a lot more than they lead on. And not in a bad way, you know. We have the Magician and the Emperor out here. Like, this person, I feel like... What did we channel earlier? We channeled Magic by Trippy Nova. I just feel like you may be a little apprehensive because there is a bit of a... Not necessarily like a darker aspect to this individual. Not like of the dark triad, right? But rather, I feel like they are in touch with their shadow. And you get glimmers of that. This person could very well have been a soldier, or in a less literal sense, a soldier of the streets, a thug. They could have even been in the mafia. But even the cartel, I'm hearing. Like, I don't know shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on in the material world. But you get glimmers of this person's past. Just like you're getting glimmers of what's going on in the 3D and the 5D. The 5D meaning the spiritual realm, the dream realm, right? I feel like this person with the 4 of Cups too and the 8 of Cups in reverse has been trying to deny this part of themselves consistently. I feel like they have shunned it because maybe others in their family looked down on them for it. And what I mean by that is the Magician. So this person has shape-shifting energy, and I think that's why, like, it kind of felt dark, but at the same time it's not necessarily negative, right? If they need their shadow to come to play, they will let their shadow out. And I'm getting that this person does not play. Okay, so for overall energy, we have Ace of Wands in reverse, we got 10 of Swords in reverse, we've got 8 of Wands, we've got the World, we've got the King of Pentacles. Okay. I said 8 of Wands, right? But King of Pentacles, 10 of Cups in reverse, and we've got the 6 of Swords and the Star in reverse. Okay, so this person could have... Ooh, and the High Priestess. I'm getting heavy aspects of Earth energy, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and air energy. What are the air signs? I think it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There we go. That could be you or your person. But with the Ace of Wands out here in reverse, they don't fucking play. At the same time, like, their spirit, their soul does not play. They are a spiritual gangster, a spiritual soldier, a spiritual hitman of some sort. Almost like how Hunt is a hitman for Micah in the Crescent City series. And I feel like with the Ace of Wands in reverse out here, I'm going to clarify it with my smaller tarot deck, because this is a bit of like an interesting reading. I don't typically like do love readings, right? And I just kind of like, I couldn't stop channeling this while I was doing my workout and then getting showered, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do the reading. I just really felt called to do it. Let's go ahead and hit the Ace of Wands with a clarifier. I'm using my mini tarot deck by Dennis Fairchild with illustrations by Julie Poshkiss. Justice in reverse, 3 of Swords in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, this person is not playing. Like, there could definitely, like, be someone trying to send some, like, some dark shit your guys' way, you know? When I see Ace of Wands, I know a lot of people think that it's a very phallic card, but it's a wand. You know, you use that in magic to cast spells. But the Ace of Wands in reverse, and then Justice clarifying it, Three of Swords in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, like, I definitely feel like there has been multiple counts, at least 3, of situations in which people tried to break you two up. Because they know when y'all come together, like, it's over. Like, this is the Emperor out here. Okay, he's the Emperor. We got that King of Pentacles energy still. High Priestess. The World. 8 of Wands. Like, it is over if they encounter this Emperor spirit. If he, like, really does, or she, whomever, whatever, the Emperor, this Emperor individual, this Magician individual, if they really did fully come into their power, they'd be virtually unstoppable. Like, again, the Magician has all of the tools that they need on their tool belt, and they can manifest abundance, prosperity, love, peace, harmony, all of that easily, be it in the material or the spiritual realm. As above, so below. The Magician is able to manipulate all realities, all dimensions. Combined with the Emperor out here, this man, this individual, put it where it fits. You know, they could be a woman, but I get this heavy masculine energy. This man, I feel like, is just, he's very confident in himself too. He knows what he's capable of, especially in the physical realm. So again, if he really was to come into his magic, it'd be over for all of these entities trying to come at y'all. You know, any Jezebel, succubi, succubus, incubus, whatever. Any energy like that, Alright. Let's go ahead and pull some more. I feel like this person also may be, like, kicking an old habit or an addiction to something. If they are, you know, please be patient with them and be proud of them, because that's hard. I feel like they're trying really hard to meet you where you're at. We got the Star in reverse. Then overall energy, it looks like 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, Temperance, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, 2 of Swords in reverse, and then the 3 of Swords. Yeah, they're trying really hard to meet you where you're at, and I feel like they are trying to go within. And the Star card, she has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot out. So it's like, and then the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Temperance, she has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot out. The 2 of Cups, 1 person's in the water, 1 person is outside of the water. The Fool, a leap of faith. Like, this is a huge leap of faith for them to be able to explore the depths of any sort of like spiritual concept outside of what they knew as a kid. And it can be scary. It could be incredibly scary. It could be especially scary to realize you're a lot more powerful than you thought you were, especially if you're not someone who easily becomes corrupt off of power or power hungry. And this individual, like, you know, I feel like they're just kind of like wanting a normal life, something calm and chill, but they don't realize they just were not put on this earth to have a normal life. And denying this part of yourself, denying this part of themselves, is doing themselves a disservice. Yep, we got the High Priestess and the Eight of Wands in reverse. This person might even get downloads themselves. I'm hearing especially through music. Okay, so they may be like clairaudient and they're trying to ignore it or just, you know, brush it off as like, you know, whatever, this is, you know, this isn't a message for me, this is just a song, blah blah blah. Like, they do get intuitive hits and downloads and they just kind of block them. They're blocking them on their own because, you know, there is that little bit of fear. For the overall energy for that pool, we got the Empress. I might as well just put her next to the Emperor. We got the Four of Wands in reverse, we got the Hierophant, we got the Moon in reverse, and we got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and we got Judgment in reverse. Them blocking their downloads, you know, this is kind of like they're just doing themselves a huge disservice, you know, trying to not be in the know, trying to avoid any sort of judgment from, you know, maybe because they like, you know, they might have grown up with like a strong Christian background. So again, like maybe like my fiance, you know, he knew a lot of Mormon individuals and Latter-day Saints. Me, for instance, I was baptized without my parents' permission. They were just, you know, sending me to Sunday school to get out of their hair. They didn't know what the fuck was going on at Sunday school. I got baptized Southern Baptist, but not like the cool Southern Baptist where like they sing and have fun, but like the Southern Baptist where like they marry their cousins and shit. And yeah, that's what I got baptized as. So like, I feel like there could definitely be like some like religious abuse that could have happened. And so they're a little iffy, you know, they are definitely a little iffy. And, you know, if they grew up Christian, Christians are told they're going to hell if they worship other idols. Like, dogma is heavy here. With the Four of Wands in reverse, you know, the Hierophant, like this just, the things that are happening right now, all of this magical thinking and the serendipitous moments that seem to be happening to this Emperor and this Empress, to this masculine and this feminine energy, all of this serendipitous shit, like it doesn't clock to them. I just saw that Justin Bieber reel where he's like, you're just not getting it. It's just not clocking to you. And I feel like that's his, like, this person's spirit guides at them. Like, I understand that this is still so taboo to them. Taboo. This is very taboo to them. You know, I feel like if you're, you know, a tarot reader or an oracle reader, like, you're coming up in here with your cards and shit, and, like, you know, you're throwing down a reading for them, and they're like, holy shit. Especially with the Four of Swords out here. They're like, this chick is laying in bed, she's got her fucking hand over her stomach, her other hand over her eyes, and she's just like, holy shit, what the fuck just happened? You know, next to the Knight of Wands in reverse, like, it's all happening super fast, and it's not stopping. Despite, you know, all these blocks this person's trying to put in place, it's not stopping. The divine are coming for them no matter what. They're going to be getting their gifts no matter what. because they are destined for a higher purpose. What a wild reading. Why aren't they blocking your downloads? Are they... If you a scared motherfucker, go to church. Go to church! What is that song? Go to church? What is it? By Lil Jon and the East Side Boys? We got the Hermit in reverse and the Two of Swords in reverse. Overall energy, we got the Lovers. We got the Nine of Swords in reverse. We got the Knight of Swords in reverse. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Like, this person is just trying to lead a normal life with you. And by the way, they love you so much. They think the world of you. You are restoring their faith in something bigger and broader than them, especially with this Lovers card. The Lovers are looking into the sky, and in the sky there is a massive angel just giving love to those lovers, and there's just nothing but love radiating from that card. But in the background you do see a snake, and you see the apples. This is to represent Adam and Eve. I feel like in this case, Adam is a little worried that Eve actually bit the apple, and she's going to lead Adam into temptation. And, you know, oh my gosh. So they're a little wary of your energy too. You know? They're like, am I going to hell because of this person? Okay. We got Page of Swords in reverse out here still, you know, Nine of Swords in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse, and Ten of Pentacles. Like, they were not asking for all of this crazy fucking shit with the downloads, with the, you know, with the going within so you don't, you know, fucking crash out. Go within so you can avoid crashing out, y'all. Like, they just want it all to stop with the Two of Swords in reverse. Like, this lady, she's got a blindfold on. The Hermit is closing the computer. Like, they're like, no, this is not what I signed up for in this life. And the Divine is like, yes, it is. You signed a contract. Page of Swords in reverse, Nine of Swords in reverse, Knight of Swords in reverse. You signed a contract before you left here. That is what the Divine is telling him. Telling this masculine. You signed a fucking contract. This is you being drafted. I hear that this is a actual fear that this person might have, that they may be drafted in this physical 3D realm, in our actual realm, right? Outside of the spiritual realm. I'm hearing that this is an actual fear of theirs, that they might be drafted because, you know, look at the state of the world right now. Poor thing. I'm here to let y'all know that you and your loved ones are safe. That's not going to happen. Oh my gosh, that hurts my heart. But they are being drafted in the spiritual sense, and this is, you know, no holds barred. Divine's coming in, you know, feels awfully like some like energy in which SWAT just busts in, abducts the person, and dips. That's essentially happening with this person's spirit as they are slowly baptized in fire. This poor person, like, this is not how... I feel like it's that meme where it's like, you know, the universe, like, it's that picture of that little baby boy from Peter Pan being sprinkled with pixie dust, and it's like, the meme is captioned, when the universe traumatizes you and then gives you blessings or whatever, you know, like, this man does not realize that, like, you know, leaning into his shadow and understanding his shadow a little better, and then doing the healing work, as well as, like, you know, just understanding his own place and his own spiritual ranking, and how this will lead to the Ten of Pentacles and that wholeness. That feeling of wholeness, not only within, but outside of themselves. That is a wild one. I'm going to leave it here. I hope y'all have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day, wonderful rest of your week. Okay, by all that is divine, I will now close and exit this reading. Thank you for illuminating the path and for not retreating. Our session has now come to an end, and this advice I shall not bend. Please be safe on your path and keep me safe in the aftermath. Blessed be. Yeah, just kind of like going back to any sort of like, you know, closing advice. Just let this person do what they gotta do in terms of like figuring out who they are spiritually, emotionally, figuratively, literally, whatever sense they need you to give them the space to figure it out. Whatever they are meant for is what they are meant for. What you're meant for is what you're meant for. What you believe in is what is meant for you. What they believe in is what is meant for them. However, the divine, they're calling him. They're sounding the trumpets. We had judgment out here. And it doesn't matter how much this person wants to ignore it. Like, they cannot ignore their spiritual ranking because apparently they rank really fucking high. But anyway, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm gonna let y'all do what you do best, and that is just be you and do the damn thing. Catch y'all later.